devices and interlocks for our diesel engine. Okay, so let's start. First, we have the low lubricating oil pressure interlock. So the purpose is to prevent the engine from running with insufficient lubrication, which could cause damage to engine components. So we all know that split second without lube oil for the engine will be a very hazardous and destructive for the engine. So it may damage the engine even for a split second that you will not have lubrication for the engine. So the lubrication oil is the most important part of the engine, or one of the most important part, and it is like the blood of the engine. Without blood, you will die. So that is the lube oil. So the function, so when the lubricating oil pressure falls below a safe level, this interlock will shut down the engine to protect it from potential harm. So it ensures the engine's longevity and performance by monitoring and maintaining proper lubrication levels of the engine. So at specific low pressure alarm, it will also trigger low pressure shutdown. So if shutdown will be triggered, the engine will be stopped to prevent it from being damaged due to no lubricating oil in the engine. Okay, another protection device for our engine is the overspeed interlock. So the overspeed interlock, if the engine moves faster than its rated speed, it goes overspeed, so there will be a big chance that the engine will be damaged. So it prevents the engine from operating at speeds higher than the designated maximum safe limit. So functions: monitors the engine speed and activates a shutdown mechanism if it exceeds the preset threshold. So there a signal will be sent to the governor that it is running on critical speed or its maximum or overspeed, and then the governor will send signal to the engine to stop the engine. So safeguards the engine from potential damage due to excessive speed and ensures safe operation. Okay, another continue. Okay, another interlock for the engine is protection for the engine is the high cooling water temperature interlock. So if the high temperature of the engine will not be controlled or it will exceed its limit, so the engine may get like this on the picture, get damaged. So fire or explosion may occur. So the purpose of this interlock is it guards against the engine overheating by monitoring the temperature of the cooling water. So usually if there will be a 95 degrees Celsius of cooling water alarm, usually at 98 it will send a shutdown for the engine. So function: when the cooling water temperature rises above the specified range, this interlock triggers a shutdown to prevent engine overheating. So it protects the engine from thermal stress and maintains optimal operating conditions. Next, we have the emergency stop interlock. So it provides a quick and immediate means to shut down the engine in case of emergencies or critical situations. So this is manually activated. So when activated, this interlock halts all engine operations instantly. So it ensures rapid response and safety in emergency scenarios to prevent further damage or risks. Next, we have the high exhaust gas temperature interlock. So if this interlock is exceeded, though, there will be shutdown for the engine. So the purpose: monitors the temperature of the exhaust gases to prevent overheating and potential hazards. So functions: triggers the shutdown if the exhaust gas temperature surpasses the safe operating limits. So meron tayong alarm, meron tayong shutdown din. So protects the engine and surrounding environment from excessive heat and associated risks. Okay, next we have the reversing interlock. So reversing interlock prevents starting air turns the engine to the opposite direction while it's running. So it is a protection to prevent running on the other direction. So for example, yung barko mo is running on clockwise, then it suddenly goes counterclockwise. So tapos babanggain niya yung nasa likod niya. So that is very difficult or very dangerous. So to change the cam direction, you have to stop the main engine first completely before you can reverse the direction of the engine. So this is usually used on two-stroke engines with a fixed pitch propeller. Okay, another one. the turning gear interlock. So this device prevents the engine from being started if the turning gear is engaged. So it blocks the starting air from reaching the engine. So if naka-engage yung ating turning gear, baka may nagme-maintenance sa makina or may ginagawa sa loob or may damage kaya hindi mo napapagalawin, so i-engage mo yung turning gear mo. And then after using the engine, you should also practice turning gear or engaging the turning gear to prevent from any sudden starting of the engine. Okay, running direction interlock. So this prevents the fuel from being supplied if the running direction of the engine does not match the telegraph. So for example, yung telegraph po ni Kapitan is ahead. So full speed ahead. Tapos biglang there is the engine direction goes astern. So the running direction interlock will be activated and the engine will be stopped. The fuel will be stopped from being supplied to the engine. Okay, next we have the starting air distributor in the end position. So this prevents starting from take place if the shifting of the distributor has not been completed. So pag nasa alanganing position yung distributor, hindi siya magsa-start. Okay, auxiliary blower interlock. So the auxiliary blower is provided in the case of constant pressure turbocharging. So it should be in auto before engine can be started. So pag hindi naka-auto yung dalawang auxiliary blowers, so hindi pwedeng i-start yung makina. So that is an interlock for the engine. Kasi baka mag-start ka ng makina, wala pang hangin yung scavenge airspace mo kasi hindi pa tumatakbo yung blower mo, lalong-lalo na hindi pa tumatakbo yung turbocharger pag wala pang combustion or exhaust na lumalabas sa makina. Okay, another one is the air spring pressure interlock. So for two-stroke engines lang naman ito. So in case of the present generation of engines using exhaust valves shut by air springs, the air spring pressure must always be maintained. So else the exhaust valve may not close. So pag mababa yung pressure ng ating air spring, so there will be an interlock that the engine or the exhaust valve may not close. So protection na naman. Another one is the oil mist detector. So the oil mist detector alarm is a safety provided in the main engine to avoid crankcase explosion. So it has a delay of 6 seconds before it slow down the main engine to 40% of MCR. Bakit may delay? So delay is used baka nagkamali lang siya, nag-sense lang siya ng 1 second tapos hindi pa pala tapos bumalik sa normal yung kanyang oil mist, bumaba ulit. So hindi mo muna slow down yung makina. Pero for 6 seconds na tuloy-tuloy na, ganun talaga kataas yung oil mist na na-detect niya, automatic magbibigay na siya ng signal sa main engine na mag-slow down. So, the reduce the speed if automatic reduction of speed does not happen. So, pag hindi gumana yung ating automatic na pag-slow down, so, ikaw na yung mag-slow down. So, tatawag ka sa bridge or ikaw mismo, tatawagan mo chief engineer with the, pag pumayag si chief engineer, slow down mo na yung makina. So, contact the bridge to get permission to shut down the engine if possible. Kasi baka mag-shutdown ka bigla ng engine tapos nasa traffic area kayo, so mababangga kayo. So, di rin pwede yon. So, always make a constant communication with the bridge. Okay, that's it for our safety interlocks. So, mostly sa ating safety interlocks is mostly medyo connected na rin siya sa safety components and devices. So, we will continue this topic na diretso. Okay. So, different kinds of safety components and devices. So, sinabi natin kanina ito. The safety emergency stop. So, provides a swift and immediate method to shut down the engine in emergencies to prevent further damage or hazards. So, initiates an instant cessation of all engine operations when activated. We have the safety relief valve. So, regulate and release excess pressure in the system to prevent overpressure situations that could lead to equipment damage or failure. So, this is usually in our cylinder head. Their safety valve. Function automatically opens to relieve pressure once it exceeds safe limits. Next, we have the oil mist detection system. This was already discussed. Okay, next. Crankcase relief door. So the purpose provides a safety mechanism to release pressure from the crankcase in case of an overpressured event to prevent structural damage. So, functions automatically opens to relieve excess pressure and prevent catastrophic failures in the crankcase. Next, we have the safety, visual and audible alarms and indicators. So, meron tayo dyang mga indicators. Meron tayo sa taas is lifeboat. So, pag yan, abandon ship na yan. We have CO2 alarm. We have fire alarm. So, pag CO2, alis ka na agad sa engine room kasi magbubuga na yan ng CO2 after ilang seconds. So, this is an alarm. We have here call. Pag may tumawag sa iyo galing sa bridge or kahit galing sa mga rooms. Okay? And then, mga alarms. Other alarms. So, purpose, alert operators of potential issues or dangers in the engine system for timely intervention. So, it emit visual signals, lights, and audible alerts, sirens, when abnormal conditions are detected. This one is yung pag hindi mo na-activate yung dead man alarm, mag-alarma yan. So, that's it. Yung iba, hindi ko masyadong maklaro. Okay, let's continue. We have for safety, the fuel cut-off system and quick closing valve. So, purpose allows for rapid fuel supply shutdown in case of emergencies or abnormal situations to prevent fuel-related accidents. So, functions, it cuts off fuel flow immediately upon activation to mitigate risk. So, pag nagbigay ka ng hangin dito sa ating puncture valve, automatic na yung fuel mula sa inlet is hindi na makakapasok doon sa injector and then magre-recirculate na lang dito. So, wala nang papunta injector, mamamatay yung injector, mamamatay yung makina. And then, meron din tayong quick closing valve ito. So, quick closing valve, ito yung pang quick close sa kanya. Manual. And then dito, pag nagbigay dito ng pressure, either remote ito, sabihin natin, nasa labas ito ng engine room. So, pag nag-activate ka doon, so, magbibigay ng pressure dito, mag-activate yung quick closing valve, babagsak ito, and then shutdown niya yung fuel, papunta doon sa main engine. Shutdown na. So, that is the closing valves. Okay, on top of the engine, we have smoke and flame detectors. So, detect and warn of the presence of smoke or flame in the engine area to prevent fires and explosions. So, trigger alarms and safety protocols when smoke or flames are detected. Kung nasa engine room ito, magbibigay ito ng signal sa ating oil mist o sa ating water mist and then mag-spray yung water mist. Or, if the water mist is activated manually, pwede rin. So, at least may alarma ka na smoke and flame detectors. Okay, another safeguards against explosion air starting line. We have the flame arrestor, relief valve, bursting disc. So this was already discussed on our previous topics. So the purpose, it prevents explosions in the air start line by implementing safety measures to contain any potential blasts. So functions, reduces the risk of explosion by incorporating safety features in the air start line. Okay, another safety. So in our fuel line, this one. So, from the fuel pump, there is a high pressure fuel line to our injector, right? And this high pressure fuel line, since if this one will have a hole, or so there will be burst that will happen, so that high pressure fuel will go outside the personnel, if there is a personnel in here. So, to prevent that from happening, that our high pressure fuel is double layered. So this is the main line, high pressure fuel line, and outside it is an outer sheath to prevent spillage. So if ever there will be leakage, so the sheath will protect the personnel outside from the high pressure fuel, and then those leakage will go into a leak off line and to a little tank. So, leak tank. So, if the leak tank has high level, so there will be alarm and then you will be notified that there is a high pressure fuel line that is having a leak. Okay, purpose, protects operators and the engine from high temperatures by covering high pressure lines and hot surfaces. So, protects operators and engine from high temperatures and high pressures, siyempre. Functions, minimizes the risk of burns or injuries by insulating and shielding high temperature components of the engine. Okay, next, we have the safety guards cover over moving parts. So ito, since this is a moving part, itong turning gear natin, so may cover yan. Itong flywheel, since it is a moving part, may cover yan. Okay. Prevents accidental contact with moving parts to ensure operator safety and avoid equipment damage. So function, shields moving components to reduce the risk of injuries and maintain safe operation. So this one is a motor if it is rotating, so there is a cover. And then another one in here is belt driven by the motor, so it has also a protection from personnel. Oh, to protect the personnel. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching our video. Please do subscribe and share this to other cadets or students of the maritime industry. Thank you very much. See you on our next video. Please do like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Goodbye.